Hey, everybody, how are you? Oop, there's our friend Miranda,
Hmm.
and Linda's got her mic coming up, and Paula's silent. And welcome to season one, episode two of Voices of the Soul.
You almost forgot, Jim.
What the heck, man? And I always do that to myself. Okay, this is a kind of a weird day, and it's a weird certain amount of energy, isn't it, Miranda?
Well, we're actually in the midpoint of eclipse season, Jim.
We are.
So it should be weird, and nothing should feel like it makes sense until after October 2nd.
And then but it'll make more sense for the cardinal signs on November 19th in
Well,
particular.
that's a long way to wait, Jim. I do not like that. Even though I'm a Cancer rising and a Capricorn sun, and I don't like that answer, but okay, we'll go with that.
um, well, we're going to get 12 people are with us already, which I want to thank them all for that. And our lovely Linda Doherty will be showing up shortly, but she was taking care of some clients and she had some shit to do.
It looks like Linda might be having some technical difficulties.
Oh, she's coming in on her phone again.
There she comes. And so
Oh,
I just want to say I'm also going to
yep.
be paying attention to all the comments. We love to hear from you, and we have some questions for you tonight, as usual, as well. So we'd love when you. Hey, there she is.
I have to go through my phone again. I'm not allowed on my computer for
That's
whatever
great.
reason.
You
So,
know, so we'll all have to sit together in one room and do this live next week.
That sounds like a plan, man.
that's probably a good idea.
You
Yeah.
know, and just people can see us, and we can get in trouble for it, and just see how it works. That'll be a lot of fun, actually. I look forward to it. I was just saying, uh, certain amount of energies that are happening, and um, October 2nd can't come quick enough for Miranda.
I feel like most of us feel that way.
Yes.
That Pisces eclipse was pretty powerful emotionally for a lot of people. And then there's another Libra eclipse, and we've been in that theme for the last 2.5 years, right? Has it not been 2.5 years? I know Jim, because you are a Libra. So
Oh, it is. It's 2 years and 8 months.
ew, that's even longer. Those
Yes.
I,
cardinal signs, yeah.
I'm going to have to go get something. I'll be right back because
We'll
I
be
can't.
right here.
Okay. Be
Okay.
right back.
We're
Thank
gonna
you.
follow you.
No.
Just okay.
I'm
I wanted
sorry.
to.
Poor Linda. She has a very booked schedule, and so today she's been back to back. So this is real life for Voices of the Soul. So we are seeing some people join us. We have people saying hello. Hi, Amanda. So glad I made it home in time. Oh, we are so glad too. Love the new background. Thank you so much for that, Dougie.
Dougie. Now, I Douglas sent me and us an amazing video, and he is gonna have to come on and say it himself. We're not doing that tonight, though. We're not doing the reincarnation as much as we wanted to. We're more into the ghost stories today. Wanted to know what kind of a ghost have you seen? And when you did see one, other than shitting your pants, what did you say? What did you do? Was it scary? Were you wearing it? Depends. I like it's new for people who
Details. We
don't
need
see
the
it, right?
details. Yes.
And I'm not trying to make fun of it because it is a scary thing. It happened to me. I still to this day get frightened by a spirit that just shows up out of nowhere while you're sleeping and just says, "Hey, I got these messages for you. I need you to do it right now." And you're going, I'm sleeping. And they just don't bother. They continue doing that. I don't know about if
A
Linda
lot
gets that.
a lot of people don't like get messages. They just see spirit, so it scares them. But it's interesting because like I think like one out of every three people has had a spiritual experience or a ghost situation or something unexplainable, and they can't, like, the first thing we do is dismiss it, but it's real.
It
And
is real.
it's kind of neat now. A lot of more people now are getting messages, but it's interesting to hear different stories because I bet you everybody has something that's unexplained, right?
And that's usually the way that it works for people who are not expecting this. When we, if I'm just going to say, when you and I and Miranda went to the restaurant, You felt temperature
Oh,
changes, Miranda. You
yeah.
felt different energies around you,
Well,
heaviness.
and that's like I do, I feel that in different places. You feel that someone walk by, or you pick up on something, and I think we all have that ability, but we don't pay attention to it because we're like we assume it's within us or something. We don't attribute it to the energy around us at
Right,
times, right?
right. So it's kind of crazy. Um, I towards the end of the show, I want to give thanks to a couple of people that passed away in the last few days, and a couple of people who need a little bit of encouragement because their families are not doing so well and in the hospital. And a mom with full dementia, and there are tragedies everywhere, and I get it, but I just want to make note and let people know, and especially of some of the people that have passed. They did some of them really amazing things in life. So that's what I'm getting at. But I don't want to talk anymore. I want to leave it up to Linda because she's just ready.
Am I? Am I? 12 minutes between my last appointment and getting stuff and running, and then my computer doesn't work. So it's and I don't understand why. So it's weird. I can't get off. I can't get the camera to work or the Zoom
Right.
or the off mute. But anyways, we'll figure that out for next week.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good. All right.
Yeah.
So, when was the first time you saw a ghost, Linda?
Well, I think it was like it's hard because the first thing I would do would be to dismiss it. Like I think
Okay.
I've talked about I had a shadow man in my door. That was probably the first one, and I could see
Yep.
through his. But when my grandmother, I was very close to my grandmother. She died in 1988, and she like the night after or the night after she died, I was in what lived well, I was at my cottage and the room became like I closed my eyes so tight because I was so afraid, but it was like there was 1,000 watts of light in front of me. And it
Whoa,
was so powerful. Like it was so like I could see through my eyelids. And I knew it was her, but I was so afraid to open my eyes. I didn't, but I know she was there.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You
And when
know?
my mother died too, I was at the cemetery and I could hear extra footsteps behind me in the snow. I
Oh,
knew he was walking behind me.
oh, I get those in the winter when I'm walking the dog. I don't even know who they are, and at times I don't want to be bothered, so I just walk, try
Yeah.
not to say anything, and just hope the dog doesn't notice.
Yeah.
Because if the dog notices someone, you have to pay attention because you're making eye contact. So it's not always
It's
fun.
always interesting being in places with the two of you because you always see interesting things that I'm like, okay, well, there's just another episode with Jim and Linda because even today we went to the store and Jim's like, oh, that guy, what is he looking at or something? I'm like,
That was bad.
I walk right through them, apparently.
That place was quite interesting, and you can feel them trying to pull you under pull you through the floor at this place. And I'm going, he's right there, and everyone's just looking at you. And I'm going, well, it's okay.
They
I,
know there's that in that store in particular. They know there's like a male presence, and I bet you that was him that is in the basement. But he's sinister. He's not a good
oh, he's
one.
not nice.
No,
Absolutely not, because you can.
grumpy.
it's interesting that it's a crystal store, that it's, like high frequency materials, you would say. And then he's this sinister like entity that is.
Maybe sinister, but he was like he's crotchety. He's nasty, and he's very possessive of this place. So he doesn't like people walking into his house or whatever it was. If it was a store,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the crystals really don't activate until the person falls in love with that crystal.
interesting.
Interesting.
It's there, you'll feel the energy, but you won't. You'll say like, I don't know about this energy, or I don't. This doesn't feel good. I'll put it down. And everyone's trying to choose one, right? I noticed that since I was a child. And then if you pick it up and you hold on to it, and you're holding it, and you think of your heart chakra, and you close your eyes, it just like little fireworks go off for me, and I'm going, okay, that's the one I want, and that's ghosts telling me that that is okay to you.
Yeah.
Because they're not telling us any lies. They're just saying this is a good one for you.
I
So,
regret not buying the lapis lazuli today. I regret it.
Why?
I wanted it. Like I thought it. I picked it up. I felt good, and then I walked away without it. My bad. But I should have.
we have 23 people on already. Thank you so much. And we're like only 20 minutes into the show. Um, I just, there's something that I wanted not Linda, sorry, Miranda to talk about. See, I don't like this. There's Miranda was helping me last week about problems with my liver and how we're going to get it cleansed and work on certain things. And I get it. It's really cool. And mentally, you're more prepared for it when you hear it from this young lady, other than just going through the motions and reading everything on Chat GBT or whatever. When you get someone like Miranda to explain things and say, this is why this is happening, and you pay attention to it, it's really cool. So I thought we were going to talk about the liver, but I have to take that away because son of a bitch.
Sorry, Jim.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the liver, just not tonight. We're going to talk about the lungs tonight and the metaphysical connection. I think every week what I'd like to do is come on and just talk about a different organ and the emotional metaphysical roots with it, because it makes such a big difference to understand that we are emotional beings, and without understanding where those emotions reside, then we can get into physical issues, right? It works together. So it is the season of grief, both courage and sadness. In traditional Chinese medicine, it's about, grief is associated with autumn. And a lot of the times, like if you have gone through extended periods of grief, or there's old sorrow, or even ancestry, there's grief in the ancestry, you can have imbalances in your lungs. And it can even be exaggerated if you are inhaling toxins or you're exposed to chemicals, and it can actually bring out more of the emotional grief that you're carrying. So it works both ways. It's interesting as a body wisdom experiment when the body's so intuitive. So for example, when you are sad, what do we do? What do we feel? Our lungs constrict.
Yes.
And we are in shock, we take shallow breaths, or we're overwhelmed, we take shallow breaths. So your lungs are communicating to you, although your body communicates in all ways. But until we pay attention to it, if you think of a memory, a grief memory, you probably are holding your breath, thinking about it. So part of the seasonal change into fall is for us to get more attuned with our lungs and support them, and to really pay attention. They say the breath, is governed by the lungs, and it's a direct link to spirit, right? Your breath is a direct link to spirit. So in that case, as we transition into another season, you can find the deeper parts of you, and we are in eclipse season. So there's a deeper emotional parts of you that need to be released. We can work on that. So a couple suggestions. Number one, I actually just want to say first, grief shows up in the face. Every emotion shows up in the face. And Jim, that's his favorite post. I have a post on Instagram, and he always sends it to me. I love this post. And it's where emotion is stored on the face, right? So when it comes to,
I love that. I love that one.
Yeah, we should post it one time here. Lungs and grief would show up in a couple different areas. Your bridge of your nose, your cheeks, they would become more pale. And then under the eyes, chronic bags under the eyes would also show grief as well. So a couple things to think about this fall season to support your lungs would be, and I wrote these foods down, I don't want to forget. When you go to the farmer's market, whatever's in season, I would say that's what your go-to is. I'll always repeat that. But warming, moistening foods. So pears, pumpkin, squash, daikon radish, super good for that. Mushrooms, because they're so powerful for your immune system.
I like mushrooms.
Yes, you do.
Sorry.
All of the mushrooms Jim likes. Pungent light foods like garlic, ginger, and onions. And for your immune system, astragalus, ginseng, licorice tea, passion flower. Bach flower remedies are so good for grief, and you can get the one that's right for you. And when it comes to scents, rose and frankincense, very high vibration, and it can be really helpful in moving through the season. So if you find yourself processing grief that you thought you already processed, just allow yourself, it is surrender season. I'll keep on saying this too during eclipse season, that we do have to surrender a lot of those feelings that are stored in us. And without doing that, they'll keep on, the lungs will get louder. Any organ will get loud and loud and louder until you make peace with that area, right? And sometimes, again, you're caring for other people, and it's not just you. So something to think about.
Good. And I'm going to eat healthy today.
Jim!
Chocolate. You have chocolate after we saw you.
I had chocolate too.
I did not.
Mary, Yay. Do you want to come on and talk about your little ghost experience? Come on live?
That would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. You don't have to show that amazing, beautiful face of yours. And it's all the way in the Belle Province de Canada. And you can speak French or English, and I won't translate. That's basically what I don't want to do. Hey, Melissa, how are you down there? There's some of my people that I know in here. So it's kind of cool. Actually, it's quite a few of you.
Oh, wow. This is a great comment here. This is great to do with the lungs. After my first ayahuasca, it was the first time I could ever take a deep, deep breath. I was able to relieve the grief I didn't even know I had. That's
Wow.
beautiful.
And Melissa is one of the honest Libras out there. She is
Can you
so
see
good.
something on my head? Because I can, and I keep moving. That's why I keep moving, if anybody's wondering. There's stuff, lights. But it's not the lights from my stuff. It's just lights.
That's
Weird.
interesting. I'm going to look at you over here. Oh, yeah.
What is that? I can't see that. I'm too far away, but I can see stuff going on in my head.
It's like a triangle of lights.
Yeah, but it's not the lights that I have. It's something different.
Okay.
But anyways, just can't figure it out. But
Just giving us the side view. My dog is begging to come in. Can you hear him scratching the door yet?
my dog did that one time.
Okay, that and Melissa, she's very, very happy now about a lot of things in her life, and she's going through a lot of things about her mom and certain things that are hard for them to do, and it's just the craziest thing in the world for her. And I think she can handle stress so much better because of what she did.
Nice.
You know, so it's pretty good. Hi, Tina. There was Carlos in there earlier. I don't know who else is saying hi. Barbara Kraft. There we are. Hello, Barbara. And Oscar Bay. Now, this is, again, someone who's learned to appreciate life when many of her family passed away. And now she's just grieving over a lot of different things. But she is getting messages. She's just not hearing them a lot of times to move forward, to get rid of the people in her life that mean nothing. And it's usually her and I talking in a life coaching way, but it's pretty cool and a good person. So that's the end of my story on that one.
So is anybody with any ghost stories? Because it'd be interesting to hear if anybody had even a little one. It's kind of cool to hear different people's experiences.
Teresa Ann, she sees orbs.
Nice.
And when did that start, Teresa? Come on with us. We'll talk.
Yeah. You know, if you ever looked into an orb, if you ever open it up, if you ever have a still photograph, sometimes you can see faces. I think we talked about that last time, but you can see faces in the orb.
Yes, and they're well represented, and it is actually the essence of their last living shell. Pretty
yes, it is.
And that's a very cool thing, and I like that quite a bit. So that's nice. Oh, I'm going to promote myself here, because I want everyone to go to my Instagram tonight after this and freaking like me, vote for me, because I'm in second place, for Christ's sake.
Oh, congratulations.
So
almost. Yay.
Almost. You know, so it's good. We're getting there, but it's for a good cause, and it's to help children in a hospital. There's my plug. And that's it. So thank you. And I know that Paul is going to put it up in the comments after. Copy and paste it, everybody. Just copy and paste it, okay? Don't vote for Miranda. She's not in it just because she's pretty, you know?
Definitely not part of that race. I just want to say there's a couple great comments here to do. We're jumping between two subjects right now, which is totally fine. We can manage that. So Tech Rider said, I've begun to honor and acknowledge my grief probably for the first time in my life. And it's a process, certainly is.
Wow.
And Oscar basis, thanks, Jim, for all your help with the grief, especially with the passing of my mom.
Oh, you're welcome.
And Elaine says, wow, never tried that. Not sure what that's in response to. And vote for Jim in all caps. And Amanda says, the night my mom died, she kneeled She kneeled beside me where I was sleeping and brushed my hair back. Oh,
Beautiful. Wow.
That's beautiful.
That's awesome. When my mom passed away, I'll never forget the situation. And plus, it was my mom, and it was my actual first within my family unit passing. Grandparents, yes, and all of that kind of thing. But when I was there with my mother, she was like comatose because it was leukemia and not doing well. And we just had the inkling to go there. And when I was looking at her, you know, restricted breathing, that kind of thing, because she's ready to go. And out of nowhere, she woke up, turned her head to me, looked at me. I got a smile from that woman who was having a Molotov cocktail of whatever to keep her induced. And she held my hand. I held her hand, and the most beautiful light transferred into my left hand. And it went
Beautiful.
right through my body. I cried like a son of a gun for days. For days, I cried. That was like everything. And then I started feeling more empowered to myself. I was able to read people stronger because I had that depth and that belief to take care of them. And it was an honor for me to hold my mother's hand when she passed away, because she gave birth to me. I was her first child, and it was really great to send her off to the light almost immediately. So that's a big ghost story for me, because she waved to me from her terrarium that she had, and she just waved and she was gone. Those are fun things.
It's funny. I have a funny story, and it's just when we got called into the hospital. My mom was pretty strong lady, let's just say. And when they called us in, I said to my mom, I said, could you do me a favor? And she said, what? And I said, if you see the light, could you go to it? And she started looking up and she goes, I don't see any bloody light. She didn't go for about another 8 hours after that, but she was mad that she goes, don't rush me.
And it's kind of fun to get those things because it keeps us grounded, and we don't need any more affirmations at times when we have parents that we're seeing in the afterlife or giving us messages. I get in shit all the time from Pauline. Like it doesn't stop just with you two. Oh, and Paula and Jill and Amelia and anybody else that I know. You know, people in spirit. It's like she'll pull my ear and it'll turn red, red, red. And Jill will notice it. She just says, what did you do this time? So it's, those are good stories too.
For sure.
The bad ones I've had is just doing investigation.
Me too. I've seen some stuff that I wish I didn't, but I'm not afraid of that. It's just part of the day, right? But it's unsettling.
It is. No matter what, because we have to plan it in a sense and be like almost a couple of steps ahead of them. And they're feeling our heartbeat. They're looking at our aura colors. They're trying to see if they can shift inside us somewhere, cling under your armpits, do whatever they can. It's fuckers.
Yep.
We allowed to say that? Oh yeah, we are.
I guess we'll try not to, but
oh yeah, we'll try not to.
That's okay.
Teresa Ann says, I see orbs usually at night. I talk to my son and start my video. They show up usually within minutes. I like to think it's my son coming to visit.
All the time. All the time.
He's always around. He's always around.
Yeah.
He's got hockey hair, that kid, like wavy hair.
Lisa says, at a friend's house, sleeping, I had a calico cat jump on the bed, come sniff me. As I reached to pet it, it jumped away. Turns out they used to have a calico cat.
Ooh, that's freaky, but fun.
Yeah. And cats are nice. Oh, hang on. I got this. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I got I get these tchotchkes and stuff, but that is my protector.
Oh, that's neat.
Interesting. Jim?
Cats can absorb negative energy. They totally.
It's so good. And this was drawn by like a very good intuitive artist for me. So it was
Nice.
pretty good. And the dog
Why
is,
are so many people allergic to cats? This is my question, myself included.
I
I
don't,
just think that people just don't like cats.
I like,
Jacqueline says, at my last job, I saw a ghost walk across a room through a reflection of a day room window. Very creepy. The entire place was haunted.
wow.
Where was this?
It was at a work, I guess it was at her job. Just, yeah, I'm not sure the rest of the details. And Oscar says, I saw my mom the day after her passing. She was sitting in my office chair and I told her, you aren't supposed to be here. You died. And she said, I did. Then she turned the chair and vanished. Wow.
Wow, that's an incredible story.
And then, is this Melissa? I'm not sure. It says M here, but my mom is close to passing and keeps saying she's seen silverfish on the ceiling. Any idea what that means? Oh, it was in a state prison, Jacqueline's one, the workplace. So that's even more scary, the haunting of the workplace.
Yikes.
You often hear it in hospitals. I have a lot of nurse clients, and every floor in every hospital, there's a room that has ghosts in it. And there's always a room in every single hospital I've ever, like all over Toronto, all over Ontario, there's a room or there's a hallway that's haunted.
You can feel it, especially in the intensive care unit or the, like, the part of the hospital where it's very, people go and it's fast to translate, and you can feel the energy is quite intense if you're there. Feels like that would be filled with like, I just think hospitals should be cleared like more often.
Even
Very
like prisons like Kingston Pen or like Alcatraz. I know people who go to Alcatraz, it's really awful. But it's like those are the kind of places you want to avoid unless they could clear them, because they're very, very active with hauntings.
Saturated. Yeah. So when Melissa says, I think it's Melissa, sorry if it's not Melissa.
It is. It is.
Okay. So when her mom is seeing silverfish on the ceiling, any idea what that means? Because she's
I don't like I don't know if you do, Jim, but I don't know what that would signify.
I'm trying to figure it out, and I might have to look this up. And I'm
Uh,
getting Melissa. I know I've got your number, and I'm gonna look this up more and get you the answer. But we have like 27 people who can do it too. But I'm being very honest about the silverfish. They are gross when you watch them walking. Like
They are.
they are the most gross looking things ever. And they intertwine into everything that you own. It's so ridiculous. That they're a menace. I'm just wondering if those silverfish that your mom is seeing is preventing her from moving towards the light.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
I'll figure it out. I will light a candle for your mom tonight. Okay, Melissa? And we'll just see, and keep me posted, please.
And maybe this is the last comment before we take our first caller. What are we calling our caller?
Caller, our guests, because guess what? Before you continue, we're already into the 30-minute mark of this. We have nobody prepared to come on the queue yet because they're all chicken.
What is happening
to us talk? Now, we want to talk to you guys. You are just as important to us as we are to each other, and we love to get you on the show. We want this interaction. We want you to join us. That's the most important part, And then the second most important part before Miranda and Linda is you got to vote for me, man.
Yeah,
I got it. Yeah.
Tell a story while we're waiting about something that was like, it's not a haunting, but it was a person who was haunted.
Yeah.
And it happened to be about June this year. So I was asked to go to this place to do to work with this lady who was like, she needed an exorcism. And it was, so she was haunted by something within her soul. So I guess it's a haunting. So I get to this place, and there was two twin sisters. Then they're both 75 years old, and they both look like nice little ladies. And the one lady, she was kind of disheveled, and she looked at me and she goes, I didn't want you to come. but still, and it's like she was gonna take her body and fly at me like in a horror movie. But it's so creepy because that's like something's haunting her, or her soul is troubled. So she attracted something that wasn't good that came into her person. But it was like it was a very unsettling, although I giggled, but it was at the time, it wasn't, and she just stared through me like it wasn't her. It was like it was intimidating, but I'm not afraid. But it was funny at the time, and I guess it's funnier now. But not everybody could be around.
Jesus Murphy.
Yeah.
Linda's like, well, welcomes it.
Yeah.
So Elaine says here, when my cat Bebo passed away at the animal hospital, I got home and I saw her as a green spirit jumped on the ottoman one last time. She also visits me in my dreams sometimes.
That's beautiful.
So definitely the green is a comforting sort of like
Healing.
healing. Everything is going to move forward. It's all going to be beautiful. And it's usually working on your throat chakra and your heart chakra at the same time to communicate. Because the cats don't communicate the way we want them to. And they're coming in to say, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. So the cat wants to visit you because you took care of that cat for a very long time. And she's the one who wants to build the frames around
Around your their picture, right?
my photo over there. Yes, yes. I'm just trying to remember in Detroit, what was Ford, the car maker, what was he a part of in the industry? It was like a club. I forget, because it's like this was in 2010, and it was located in Detroit, the big car maker, right? And the people, they're very high in there.
Like the Freemasons.
Freemasons. Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Freemason,
They
33rd
were
degree.
Freemasons.
That's
So
a good
part of the Freemason thing.
one day. You go ahead.
They put Ford's chair in the middle of this cathedral, and they were still honoring him at this chair because everyone says that he sits in this chair, and you can see on the cams, you can hear him clearing his throat, smoking a cigar, and sitting in this big red chair. And I didn't know, and I sat in the chair. No one was allowed to sit in the chair.
Oh boy.
So as soon as I got off the chair, I had black soot all the way down my back, my pants, and it went right through my pants. So I had a black mark on the back of my legs and my butt for about a month.
Wow.
Did it hurt you? Like, was it hot, or was it just like a warning, kind of like to get off?
This was a warning. This was a warning. And I was with the producer, and he's just saying, hang on a second, I got to put that. And it was right there, and it was so crazy. And the other stories in there is this Freemason place was so massive. Frank Sinatra sang there, Elvis sang there, for all of those people. And when we were filming, because we were doing a walkthrough, you can hear Dean Martin singing because he had a distinct voice, and we had it on film. And all of a sudden, after that whole situation, we were not allowed to put it on air. Freemasons asked us not to.
Wow, I wouldn't mess with them.
No, we didn't. So that's what happened.
Wow.
That's crazy. So it's a very quiet night.
Can I talk about very quickly? There's a thing in Toronto, it's called Doors Open Toronto, and they open 150 buildings to the public every year. And one of their past, about 5-6 years ago, they did the hauntings in Toronto. So I was all over that one. But there's one of the most, the oldest lighthouse in the Great Lakes is on Gibraltar Point, and it's on Toronto Islands. And it's haunted. And there's a story that the old lighthouse keeper was a bootlegger, and he got thrown off the top. So it's so interesting. I wonder if we could post this somewhere after, but I have a voice recording. I think did I show you guys? I think
it with us. Yeah, you did.
Voice recording I had a little buddy with me, and he said, "Is anyone there?" And you're a
Yeah.
and it was freaky because I have quite a couple, not quite a few. I have a couple voice recordings of spirit that I've caught when I've done different voice recordings, and I didn't need any special equipment. It's just on my iPhone.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
because I have all sorts of apps and things that get it better than I do, but I've never used anything like that, and I picked it up. Kind of, it's pretty clear.
that's awesome.
Hmm.
We're looking at Miranda and she's like staring deeply into the screen. Is she possessed?
I wish I could see her because if she's not talking, I cannot see anyone.
Almost like her camera's, it is frozen. Look at her.
Oh, I can't see her. Damn.
Oh, you can't? Oh, because you're on your phone.
I know. It's very frustrating.
Now
Just so isolated over here.
it's just me, you.
That's okay.
That's
Yeah.
okay. You know,
And
come back
I'm
home
sure.
eventually. And she'll just realize that she's just not on. Read some remarks. Oh, she's gone.
He's gonna have to. Yep.
Where are we here? See, people are interacting with each other. I like that. Once saw a vertical wisp of smoke following an elderly gentleman in the drugstore. Now that's kind of cool. That was from Lisa. I know Lisa too. We talk tomorrow morning. We get to see those kind of things, you know? Here's a very good question, and you can answer this too. What is the difference between a ghost and a spirit?
Is that a real question or a joke? No, it sounds like it's funny. But a ghost is, I would think that's a good question. A ghost is something that's stuck, who decided not to go to the light, and there's different kinds of hauntings. There's residual hauntings, or there's ones where like I think a residual is when they're stuck in a loop, and
Yep.
there's intelligent hauntings. But a spirit is like when we cross over, we can come back at any point, at any time, because time doesn't exist there. So they are omnipresent. They can be at more than one place at a time because time doesn't exist. So when you think about it like a spirit, like a grandparent, a parent, or a sibling, all you have to do is look at a picture or think of them, and they're in your scope. They come to you. But ghosts are different. They sometimes don't know their past. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't want to leave because of judgment, and sometimes
Yep.
it's because they don't want to leave their house or the
Oh, wow.
property.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
Our lovely Miranda might not be able to make it back on.
Oh
So
boy.
she said that she loves everybody, and hopefully we're all going to get to do this again next week and have some more fun. She's very sorry she cannot reconnect onto her computer.
Just like me. Crazy.
No, so far I'm the only lucky one, and I'm going to knock on wood here, and everything is going to be okay.
And that's okay. I think Amanda's on. Is Amanda? I think Paula said Amanda's on.
I missed that one. She might have sent it to you. Amanda's coming in.
Yeah, I've sent her the link, so
Okay.
she said she would join.
Okay.
She has been on before, but
She has.
she's stuck up.
Yep. That's cool. I'm liking that. I was hoping that I'd see Maureen Pollard. Oh,
Maureen. I know Maureen.
do you?
Miranda knows.
Okay, so she
Remember-
says she's enjoying this conversation. So that's kind of cool.
I feel Maureen is in the business of death, kind of, to put it mildly, but she she has probably a lot of experience in that. She's a grief counselor.
Okay.
So, yeah, so she deals in death. That's her line of work, and she's a very good grief counselor.
That's
She's
nice.
the
That's
best. Yep.
Okay, we have Amanda who's about ready to come in.
Yay.
You're more than welcome to let her in, Paula. And there's the knock on the door. And she's coming. Oh, nice. And she's got something on her video.
Hello.
No?
I am.
Oh, there.
Oh,
Oh,
you
there
put
you
a
are.
filter on?
It has a little
Sliding door.
sliding door. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hi. So
So-
what are you up to and what do you get?
So I have some ghost stories.
Okay.
Yay.
One on Saturday, actually.
Nice.
Didn't I
We were
on
doing-
Saturday?
You were there. Right before we started that meditation, and I felt
Oh yeah. Okay.
someone come and lean up against me. And it
All
was
right.
an old friend of mine that had passed away, coming to say hello.
Right.
And then one night sleeping, or well, yeah, I was sleeping and I heard a voice telling me to get up, like go. And it was my grandfather.
Oh,
I was
really?
gonna say male voice that told you to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've told you this story before too.
That's kind of cool. You know?
But your friend Ian, sorry, just 1 second, Jim, like he'll find you, especially when you're susceptible, like when you're open to like when you're meditating, he's gonna come and try and go, hey, because then you're gonna know, especially by his body language, because it's something he would have done to you in the physical world, right? Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Thanks.
Lisa says she can share some photos in this after. I don't know how to share that photos, Paula, so we'll have to figure that one out or get someone else who knows
Thank you.
technical difficulties. You have Andre behind you, Amanda.
Andre?
Andre, yeah. Yeah, he is like attached to you from the age of 9. And he's trying to direct you into the places that you need to go. Like he's trying to help you with your path because he was in the same situations that you were. And he's trying to make amends by helping other people because he created grief for so many. He's trying to open up a door to bring you that way too. And the problem is a French English connection. You guys, you're going to have to go to get Babbel and learn how to speak French to that guy. But he's around.
It was Ian a good kisser? Sorry, out of my face, because he's trying to kiss your face right now. Sorry about that.
Yes, Julian is behind me.
That looked like
Julian.
sinister for a second.
That's a lot of fun. I'm
Yeah,
just
But
going
yes,
to,
with that.
Tina Verasso. We were at Mary Lake Shrine walking the rosary path. Someone or something, one tapped my husband on his right shoulder, but when he turned, there was nothing there. That would make sense. That place is busy. And that was when, yeah, I know that place. It's kind of crazy. Wow. Elaine Jacobs just laughed at you with your story about this thing, I think. Oh, yeah. Jacqueline says, I feel, I don't know what that word is in English. Paula?
Deities.
Deities. Thank you. Look at that. She's so good, like just like that. I feel like the deities are spirits who I work with always. Yes, they are spirits. For sure, they're spirits. And they knew everything was very strong. And that's what helps other intuitives. It helps people who are Reiki masters. It helps. I just saw a shadow pass you. No, sorry.
Was that Juliana? Oh, was that your
Yeah.
dog?
No, it was Juliana.
Because I'm sure with your line of work now that you're going to be in touch with a lot more spirits when you're working, right? Through Reiki and through energy healing, whatever you're doing, you're going to start to have more experiences that way too.
Yep.
More clarity for yourself.
I could see that light on your, I don't see it now, but I saw when you mentioned it. I could
Yeah.
see that light.
That's different, but it's above my head, right?
It looked like a ring and it was like kind of fuzzy, like
Yeah.
like fuzzy.
But it was green, wasn't it? It was weird. I can't see from here because I'm sitting far away, but yeah.
I have Maureen Pollard. Sitting with someone last week, I started to feel tightness and pain in my chest. And when I asked them where they were feeling their feelings, they identified tightness and pain in their own chest.
That's
So that's
interesting.
metaphysical on a lot of different levels. They are really trying to put in um, uh, a message there. Like there's something up with that one. So it's not negative, but it's kind of strong.
But it's sometimes like when you start to work in that energy, and if it were to happen again, you could always set the intention that you don't want to take on people's physical pain, because if it becomes something that's like common, it's
Yeah.
not always appropriate. So we can control that kind of stuff. But when it first happens, consider it that your intuition is starting to blow up. That's all.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Our buddy Doug Tardiff has the answer for the Masons.
Oh.
I love Doug.
I did.
He was a 33rd degree Mason, so he was right up there.
Doug was?
Not Doug. Ford, the
Ford. Yeah.
Ford
Okay.
dude. You know, so that is insane. Wow.
What
And
happened? What happened? Same. Wow.
Amanda, have you been feeling the shift of energies in the seasons? Like I felt it on Sunday, the shift from summer to fall automatically. It's almost like one door opens, another one closes kind of thing. And my energy shifted when I'm doing healings. I get more vibration. Do you get any of that?
I don't know if it's the seasons, but I just feel like every time I treat someone, I do get stronger. I've been feeling kind of like heavy the last couple of days.
And that would be the energy that's trying to shift. And this is I sent you a note, I think. This is the
Yes.
So a lot of that is going that way. It's like moving forward and not going to be a part of your life anymore.
Yeah.
So everything that was done wrong to you is now gone back to the person that created that in so many levels. Beautiful.
Gotta love karma.
You do, don't you?
Well, fun people, but karma, it's the law of the universe. If you put out bad, bad comes back. If you put out good, good comes back, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're down to 15 minutes, folks. And we have 27 people on here, and not one of them is coming on, but Elaine could, and she's just being so polite. If I'll come if no one comes on. I just have already been. I want to give other people a chance.
Oh, no. That's nice. That's nice. We could keep Amanda on.
Amanda said the same thing, but I said, come on.
Yeah.
What made you challenge yourself, Amanda, to do healing work? What was your calling?
I mean, I have to thank Linda for that. I started out as just a client coming to her, and after a couple of years, I just loved it more and more and more. And it just kind of led me to doing all my levels, and here I am.
You're enjoying what you're doing.
I love it. Yeah.
It makes a big difference when you enjoy doing what you're doing, which is so important for so many people to get them to do the same thing, right? So,
and it doesn't get old. Like I have people like I'll be treating them and they're like, oh, I can feel that, or I can feel this. And I'm like, yay.
Yeah. those are nice things.
Yeah. But Amanda is like started out like nervous, and then it came so naturally. Like I think even in your first level, like you were already so in tune with it. And it wasn't like everybody has the ability to heal, but it just flowed so naturally. It would be a crime if you didn't do this, like it's like your natural flow. It's where you like your whole life has shifted since you started to practice, and it's like so powerful.
Yeah.
It
shifted from the first day I met you. Like I feel like a totally different person from then to now.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome. But you do the work, right? It's you who shared it, right? It's nothing
Yes.
to do,
Yeah.
as we're just a conduit,
And we are.
right?
So we do have Elaine coming in, but you can stick with us, Amanda. You don't have to go
Hang
anywhere.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, let's stick it on here and just we'll just see. This is Elaine. You can bring her in anytime you want, Paula, and we'll just make. She's got the biggest smile in the world. She does. Wait, you'll see. It's nuts. There she is. You see? Look at that smile. Oh, hello, Elaine. Time you want, Paula, and
Hi, Elaine.
Hi, am I here?
you're here. You can't see us.
What's
the
up,
smile?
everybody?
Hi.
So that's good. So we've
Do you-
worked together, but
Yeah.
have you got a ghost story or
Oh
anything?
my God, my whole life is a ghost story.
Like those.
I lived in a really old house in Massapequa, New York, growing up. And I remember being so young and in my bedroom and just always feeling like that whole room was filled with people all the time. And they weren't scary. It just felt very active. And if I could describe it as anything, it felt like spirits or orbs. That's how kind of how my mind's eye perceived it, is just being in a room filled with different lights dancing.
Interesting.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
then my sister, who I didn't meet until like 16 years later. She's my half sister. She grew up in that house as well. And we kind of both, when we met later in life, we talked about that house and just how it felt. And we both had that bedroom. We both lived in that bedroom. And we described how strange our closet was. When we would go into our closet, the wall would, or the ceiling would slowly tilt down like that, and how kind of strange it was. And I remember always just finding new objects in there. I'd find like a card in there one day or something interesting, and it just always felt like I was being interacted with.
Like a portal. Sounds like a portal
I
where
think
things can go like that and they bring things and leave things and take things, but cool, very cool. It's not
Yeah,
cool, but it didn't seem like you were afraid of it.
wasn't. That was the thing. It wasn't super creepo at all. And then one thing that was kind of creepy though was interesting. And it's probably why, so I have a feeling people don't want to talk about ghosts on here because it's sort of like when you see one, it's sort of like, oh, did I actually see one? Is this my imagination? And you don't want to seem like a crazy person. But one time my boyfriend and I were in bed, and I can't remember if we were sleeping or if we were just about to go to bed. We both saw a face, and it was right over us, and it was big, and it was just its head. And we were both in shock, like, you see that face? Yeah, and we're just like, oh my God, this face. And it was just there in front of us. And we still talk about it, like, what was up with that face? What the fuck was that face?
Is it
Where did
not like did it get off a vibe of anything for you? Did you
it
sense?
was kind of scary.
Okay.
It
Was it a
was,
male face?
yeah.
I got a male face, but it was like it frozen in time. Like they usually don't hold that long, but you got such good detail. It's weird how it just hung in the air. Weird, right?
And yeah, I never, but was kind of cool because I see stuff, but no one sees it
Yeah.
unless I guess I'm talking to
People
Jim.
who go through the same thing.
But
But
that
yeah.
was like the first time where me and like somebody saw something at the same time, and we were just like, what the hell is that?
Amazing.
It's very interesting. I
It's
want you to stay on, Elaine, because we're going to bring in Maureen Pollard
Okay.
at the same time. We might as well all stay on.
Yeah.
Just
might as well.
1 minute. I have to send her the link. 1 second.
it's
Talk
a part.
amongst yourselves.
Okay, we could do that.
It's nice
Um,
that Elaine, you had the confirmation that somebody saw it other than yourself, because therefore you can't be crazy, right? You have the same memory, the same image,
Right.
right?
Yeah, it's helpful.
Totally.
It is good. Like it's fun to watch because I'm sitting here, I see a horseshoe of people around Linda all the time. It's like, hey, can I talk to Linda before we talk? And yeah, it's almost like you're saying, leave her alone for 5 minutes so we can have a conversation. That happens all the time with us. I'm
Yeah.
looking at Amanda, and Amanda has 4 amazing women around her. And they're not bossing her, they're just encouraging her and making her feel the way she always wanted to feel. That's what I get from all of them, you know? Then I get Elaine, all of these crazy people who want you to do and move forward again. Get to do the things that are making you happy. Stop defending people that don't defend themselves.
Haha.
But those are the messages I get when I'm sitting, and this is 4 of us. And then I get my mom saying, be quiet now. Sure, you can bring Maureen in now. Please, Paula. By the way, I want to thank Paula for, again, doing this and putting it together and mainstreaming. And we're going to be doing a lot of crazy things. Hi, Maureen.
Hello.
I'm Marie.
Hi.
Hi.
We have a lot of guests on today, you know. It's kind of cool.
Woo!
Arte.
We all have to make up for the loss of Miranda.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. How many people does it take for Miranda? You know?
At least 3.
There, bro, there
Yeah.
we go. Oh, we even had Melissa wanting to come on. Son of a gun. But we got 3 minutes left. So I want to hear from Maureen. And what do you have to say, Maureen?
I just as Linda knows, I've been sort of having just a lot more experiences lately, and just the recent ones have been so interesting. I was sitting with someone today talking about grief and such, which is what I mainly do, and I could almost feel like a playfulness at the back of my neck, like something was happening with the collar of my shirt and my hair, and I was like, did your son like to play with the back, like the collar of your shirt? And she's like, yeah, he was always fixing my collar and fluffing my hair. And I was like, oh, okay. So he said hello, you know?
Amazing.
Nice information for her as well, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it was so, I haven't, it's new to me, some of these feelings, and I just am having kind of more of them. It's like I said in the chat, the person that I was having that feeling in my chest, and I asked them about it. As soon as I asked them about it and they started talking about it, I didn't feel it anymore. It cleared for me right away. So it was kind of like prompting me. It felt like it was a prompt to ask, right?
Oh,
and
yeah,
comfort.
absolutely. Yeah. And have
That
you
happened to me too.
Sorry, go right
Oh,
ahead.
no. That happened to me too. I had this like weird smoker's cough, but I wasn't sick, and it kept coming, and I was seeing a client, and I asked her if she had a grandmother who had passed who had a smoker's cough.
Mm.
And she said, yeah. And I'm like, she says hi, and then it went away.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I always smell cigarette smoke, and it's because of my dad. I know when he's around.
Yeah.
And he had plain menthol. So it was distinct.
Yeah.
You know, and you can smell it, and you're just going, Norm, what the hell did I do this time? You know? Because there's no other reason. What are you doing here? I haven't been bad for like years, but he still shows up, and I'm just trying, okay. Then I realized, because he was a automotive mechanic, that my light had come on to get my truck fixed. So I was not paying attention to it, and it ended up being towed. So, those kind of things. And I'm going, couldn't you just tell me instead of the menthol cigarette that my truck was going to go for the shits,
Very-
But they don't, of course, because it's us, right? Anyway, it's kind of cool. Maureen, have you got another story before because I want to sign off, and we're all going to sign off, but we're going to say thank you and welcome to and welcoming you for co-hosting and helping us, girls. That was amazing. And we're trying to find. We already know our topics, right, Linda? That we're going to be doing for the next month. We're working on that, so we will be way far in advance. We are going to be coming on more often onto Instagram. It's not about the popular view. It's about getting people engaged that are like-minded, that will enjoy a show like this. Because we're not, there's no egos here. Look at us, man. We're just sitting here. We're enjoying. We get Amanda's dark shadow going back and forth. And, I'm looking at Maureen and I'm just seeing this bear of a man with a toque on, just saying, I love you.
That's
And I love, and he's saying, where's all your hair? And then he goes away.
that's nice.
So, and Elaine, you have all your angels still. They have not left you because you're supposed to be kicking your ass and you're supposed to be getting other things done.
I need them.
They're trying to steer you in the right direction. That's for
They
sure.
are.
That's good.
So, we are going to say a quick goodnight to Amanda, Elaine, and Maureen, and thank you for being our co-hosts here.
Thank you so much. It was so fun tonight.
It
Thank
was.
you.
And
Thank you, guys.
we thank you for the follows, and we just thank you for your smiles and chuckles, and we love doing this. We really do.
you.
So thanks for paying attention. We're going to hang you up now, but keep in touch. Vote for me, you three. Vote.
I'm voting all the
I'm-
time.
That
Love you. Thank you, Elaine.
Right?
Maureen, it was a pleasure to meet you. I would love to meet you in person one day.
yeah, I think one day.
Okay?
Happened
Good
for sure.
night. All right.
Bye.
Take care, everybody. And we're going to let you go.
All right.
Good night.
Hi,
Good
Marie.
night.
Good night.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Good one. Don't cause trouble. Dance on tables if you want to, because we're all good people,
Right. Good night.
Thank you. Now
That was
So
fun. What
it
a
was
fun.
fun.
I enjoyed that.
I certainly did. Now we are going to say goodbye, and we're going to see you next Tuesday at 8:30. We're
Yeah.
going to have a lot of Linda's technical difficulties reviewed. We're going to fix that laptop. We're most likely, all three of us are going to be together doing a show next Tuesday at somebody's abode, and we're going to have fun. So you get to see the three of us in action together, and the spirit, the energy is just phenomenal, I think, Linda.
It so is. It's sorry, I'm tired tonight.
Yes, and that's okay. We get there, and we're all trying to be here for everyone. So we want to thank you and enjoy yourselves, and hopefully we will be able to see everyone very shortly. And Paula, thank you for all of this. Again, taking care of us. Putting up with our shit every day is nice. Thank you.
It is. And vote for Jim. Vote for Jim.
Thanks. All righty, people. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you.
See you next week.
All righty. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.